All right. I'm ready whenever y'all are.
Oh, do I do the countdown?
Yeah, you always
2,
do.
1, clap.
Hello.
I was getting room noise. Hi, Anya.
Hi, Anya.
Hi, Anya.
Hello. Welcome to Genuine Wrestleboys, a podcast of 4 friends made better friends through a love of professional wrestling. I'm Darren.
I am the M Train Toot Toot.
I'm Zach.
Great name.
Great name.
Big Rodney.
Hey. Sup, Rod?
Yeah, Rod. What's up? Yeah, this is a podcast where we talk about professional wrestling.
I
The
like
comfort of our
that.
own homes.
I like that you've forgotten the tagline now. Like every single time, it's been different.
It's
Yeah.
hard when you're alone in your home.
I said it right the first time.
Podcast of 4 friends made better friends by love of professional wrestling.
Through
Yeah,
love.
My name is
I
Derek.
said that. I said
Oh.
that. I said
Yeah,
that.
I know. I paid attention.
Yeah. So, how you guys doing? We're all
Good.
at our homes.
Pretty good.
I would be better if I was at bit.ly/suckyourown getting a fucking free book right now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got a lot of time to
free
listen to
fucking
shit.
book.
Listen
You got
to
so
a
many-
book.
I'll say this. Reiterate. I'm revisiting and I'm going through The Death of the Territories by Tim Hornbaker. It's a fucking really good, dense wrestling book about how wrestling came to be in the age that it is today.
Sick.
And that's for free if you go to bit.ly/suck your own.
Suck your own.
Yeah. You can go to bit.ly/ nope, that's not a thing. Go to ease-drop.com. We're a podcast on the Ease Drop Podcast Network. Jizz.biz if you're
Drop.
nasty.
Yeah, if you're real nasty.
And go check out all the other shows on the network. You can not go to buy stuff from us. Give money to independent wrestlers because they need it more than we do.
Absolutely.
We're all blessed and fine.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
shirts in Derek's trunk are going to be just as trunkish. in
Yeah.
a
We're gonna
couple
set them
months
on
from now.
fire.
One of
In a
them is
couple
being
months from now.
turned into a mask for safety purposes.
Hell yeah.
Nice. I look
Yeah.
forward to seeing that $10.
20 or pay what you can.
Oh, of course. Sliding scale.
Yeah.
Who's making the mask for you?
My roommate Mara.
Nice.
She's got a
Hey,
sewing
it's-
machine.
In
If
front of the
somebody
show
needs
mirror.
a mask, if somebody that's like a essential worker and goes out and needs a mask, I mean,
Yeah, I mean we're making a shit ton, I think.
yeah,
That's cool.
that's fucking cool. That's cool. as hell.
Also-
That's a great thing to do with with some of those shirts.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Also, if you need a mask, call Jim Carrey.
Somebody stop him.
You need a mask called Drew Carey.
I mean,
No.
Royal Rumble participant.
Oh. Future WWE
True.
Hall of Famer.
I'm surprised
Probably.
he's not in
Drew
by
Carey?
now, to be honest. Drew Carey.
I thought he was.
No,
No, there's no way he is.
There's a way.
There is a way. But
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. We
Yeah,
are
2011.
no
Oh,
shit.
sick.
sick.
No
yeah.
shit. Drew Carey?
Yeah, big,
That rocks as much as
Drew.
Cleveland does.
Cleveland. Yeah. But we can't get Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah, bullshit. Maybe she doesn't want to.
Well, Cyndi Lauper was never in the Royal Rumble.
But
That's
Cyndi
true.
Lauper
She was ringside at WrestleMania 1.
was WrestleMania 1.
And as you will learn in Tim Hornbaker's Death of the Territories, bit.ly/suck your own, she played a huge role in crossing professional wrestling over into the pop world, into the world
the
of
Rock and Wrestling Connection in the 80s. I mean, she even had
Absolutely.
Captain Lou Albano in her video.
absolutely, exactly. And
Like
Captain
I
Lou
will
Al-
learn. Like I will learn, Matt.
I'm not trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach everyone out there.
Yeah, teach the
Trying to teach-
public.
I'm trying to teach
Yeah.
the masses.
teach the
uh,
people.
But she belongs in there, and Drew Carey
She does.
also belongs in there.
Yes. Well, usually there's a Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend, but instead we got something that was too big and too weird for one night. 2
Yeah.
WrestleManias. So we'll get to that. We'll
Wait,
get to that.
did they just not induct anyone into the Hall of Fame? Did they
They're
just give up
saving it
on
for
that?
SummerSlam, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Because they announced who
Who's gonna be in it?
But yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys want to just jump into Mania, or was there anything from the week that stands out?
There was one thing that I did remember, but is not
Okay.
important from AEW.
Okay.
And it was when John Moxley was hyping up his match with Jake Hager. He talked about how much they used to listen to the Jerky Boys together. And I have not been able to get that out of my head since last Wednesday. And it's
What's up,
Tuesday
Jerky?
now.
God
That
damn
makes
it.
so much sense.
Hey there,
It
Jerky.
It does. It does.
It really, really does.
It's
Well, yeah.
like it's just that scene from Arrested Development where George Michael and that one random friend are listening to the Jerky Boys as like
Yes.
10-year-olds.
Yeah, I imagine both of them
Yeah.
just like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey there, Jerky.
That's fun. That's funny, man.
Well, let's just jump right in.
Mania. Too big for one night.
I will say, Stephanie McMahon introducing it both nights was kind of weird.
Yeah. But
This was
they needed
definitely
someone
her-
needed to do it.
It was definitely her, like, that was her, like, chief brand officer, like, voice and persona.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to WrestleMania.
Because it could have been, it could have been Triple H. It could have
Yeah.
been Vince, but neither of those, I feel like they're a little too close to the product, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have loved Vince McMahon just out there, just all fucking like crazy.
Now that you don't have my my good shit football to watch. Just watch this shit instead.
Welcome to WrestleMania.
The shows, the granddaddy,
We're going to
Right.
give you the best shows.
the granddaddy of them all.
It's going to
If
be
you
the,
don't think so, you're fired.
it's going to be the steak wrap equivalent of wrestling shows.
The best.
Yeah.
The ultimate best.
The best.
That video package, I will say I loved.
It was
I loved.
it was much more meta and weird than I was expecting. Which I enjoyed.
A
Yeah.
lot of WrestleMania was. Well,
Yeah.
specifically one part.
Yeah.
2 parts.
2 parts.
Let's just dive into the card. First
What was
match on the
opener?
Well,
first
it's
match on the pre-show of night 1, Cesaro beat Drew Gulak. I
Hey, that
didn't
was
catch
really
it.
cool that Drew Gulak was like there. I'm a big fan of Mr. Gulak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just had like a good 5-minute little wrestling match.
Yeah. But yeah, the big opener was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Kabuki Warriors.
Taking them titles.
Please call them by their proper tag team name.
Bliss Cross.
Applesauce.
Bliss Cross
Oh,
applesauce.
that's a good name. It's not what Wikipedia says.
Sometimes Wikipedia. That's why you come to these podcasts. You don't go to Wikipedia.
Learn
Yeah.
good facts like Bliss Cross applesauce.
That's a good name.
The real good facts.
Yeah, this match was it was fun. It was weird. I love seeing Io and Asuka. I think Nikki,
Oh, who?
Kyrie.
I miss her. Kyrie and Asuka.
So, to me, this whole match was like really weird because it was like the first big match of the WrestleMania
match.
2-night main event, 2-night extravaganza.
I do think it was a weird match to open.
I kind of agree with you because it felt just like something you would see that we've been seeing on the last couple product, the Raw and SmackDowns, but it had a clean finish,
Yeah.
It had a title change, which is kind of an exciting way to start off an event.
Yeah.
But it didn't have a lot of build to it before,
Yeah.
leading up to it. So it didn't feel like, oh, here we fucking go necessarily. But I thought it was still a fun match.
I think Asuka and Kyrie worked really hard, and they're really good at working not in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, Asuka's
Oh,
been the
oh my God.
MVP of the empty arena show.
She really, really has.
Yeah.
It's Asuka, and then
And fucking
fuckers.
Bailey.
the SmackDown 5, Sammy, Cesaro, Nakamura, Drew, and Bryan.
Yeah. I think we'll get to it, but I think Bailey did some incredible work. But yeah, Alexa and Nikki won the tag titles, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. I
Like,
feel they're going to be building Asuka for more.
yeah, she should be singles. She should get the run she deserved when she got called up.
So so rumor has it Kyrie is potentially going to be not re-signing.
Mm.
No, that's literally just a Dave Meltzer hearsay. That Stardom's gonna try to go for Kyrie and Io when their deals are up.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any like actual like. She's like saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna resign or anything." It's nothing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
like her contract probably isn't gonna be up for a while because they usually sign new deals when they get called up because they get a lot more money.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Next match, Elias versus my namesake, King Corbin.
I don't remember a single thing.
I
Yeah.
am shocked that this match like actually happened. Just like with the whole angle on SmackDown and everything, like that's just set up to have Elias,
Right.
written off,
Yeah,
and then he just wasn't, and that was
And he-
weird.
and he won. Like they've never ran with Elias.
It was
I walked with them.
it was weird because like it seems like this big like babyface overcoming adversity angle, but like they didn't give enough time to have that kind of stakes, and also like it feels weird to have Elias do that, especially because he won like with a like handful of trunks.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
both the same. When I think of Elias and Baron Corbin, I feel the same about both of them.
I disagree completely.
I
But
know you do.
I respect, but I would defend it the death your right to say.
Yeah, I might honestly prefer Corbin to Elias.
Crazy talk, dude. I
Oh,
think
by the way, I just realized, Oster, there's
Yeah.
an indie wrestler that's been around for a long time that's named Darren Corbin.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
is there really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the name first.
So your
They
namesake's
met-
off of someone
they
you never
met once.
known.
Well, I'm just paying homage to my favorite independent wrestler.
Wow, Darren Corbin. But Elias, I think he has a fun look. I think he has been able to consistently keep himself over with the fucking singing guy thing. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're not gonna do anything extra with him now that he's beaten Baron Corbin at WrestleMania.
They're gonna get real extra with him.
Maybe
He's gonna get more.
that might be what he
scarf.
needs. He might need to turn it up a
10
notch.
scarves. I
He's gonna-
literally don't remember a thing about this match.
I don't either.
Yeah, neither do I.
Sami Zayn with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura
That was like
versus Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Oh wait. Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, that was such
I was
a.
real disappointed.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Like, why?
Well, to me, it
Why
was
did
like,
Shayna lose.
I think it's okay, that Becky retained.
I'm real tired of her.
Yeah, I think it would be good for her in some sense to have something to chase again, or maybe team up with somebody and go for a tag title just to kind of keep it fresh. But what I really didn't like about it was that she beat Shayna the exact way that Kyrie beat Shayna for the NXT Women's title.
It's the way that they can beat somebody and also like save face. So like they didn't get beat, they just like got rolled up for a quick.
It's the same way that Becky beat Ronda too.
Yeah,
But,
like just
they're
an
not playing into
opportunistic
that.
sort of pin.
Yeah.
And which is like okay, but it's to me, like when I saw the finish of that match, my brain immediately went to, oh, that's from a different match that Shane has been in.
There was like a lot of speculation and like somewhat reporting that they like filmed multiple endings to some matches.
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of the matches that they went with endings with like finish C. Like
Maybe.
and I honestly like wonder if maybe Vince didn't like this match and didn't want this to be the match where Shayna wins.
Yeah,
Could
like the
be.
match like was whatever, and
Yeah.
then the finish really was like.
I hope they still feud to SummerSlam or
They set up on
And
Raw that
that-
they're gonna keep going. So
Yeah.
Okay,
It does.
okay.
It seems like it's going to continue. And
Just because-
probably be a bit more of like an aggressive match, like some sort of, last person standing or fucking
Yeah.
no DQ match or something.
it should be a first
Yeah.
blood match.
Gonna go somewhere there.
Submissions match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first person to draw blood with their teeth match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous that Shayna might get the same treatment as Asuka did, and
Possible, dude. It's all
I
possible.
don't want that. It's like they
Asuka was like undefeated for like a year and was also the champion. So like she didn't get treated bad.
she did
No.
when she got called up though.
Yeah. Her
No,
momentum
she
got
didn't.
Her
Like,
momentum got
up-
killed.
Up until the WrestleMania match with Charlotte, she was still booked as a killer.
Oh,
Well, she was
yeah.
undefeated,
It was
but
so
it-
long ago.
Yeah, she was undefeated until she wrestled Charlotte, but it still was nowhere near the amount of like edge that she had in NXT or like the kind of fearsome sort of like
it never will be, but I mean, she won the Rumble. She like went on a giant run. Like she was doing fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The match with Charlotte wasn't good, but then like she like last year at the Rumble, she beat Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's true.
She hasn't had a bad run. Like not at all.
That's when you put it in perspective, I guess. Yeah, that
it's just knowing what she directly had come from being, which was this like monster of a fucking presence.
Yeah, and Lord Tensai was a 4-time IWGP champion in New Japan. Then he became Sweet Tea, dancing with Brodus Clay. Sometimes you still get the same.
I know. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but yeah.
All right, next match.
I feel you though. I feel you.
Yeah. Sami Zayn with Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Daniel Bryan with Drew Gulak. I loved this match, but I was also disappointed in this match. The only reason
disappointed because Daniel Bryan beat the shit out of Sami.
Yeah.
The only reason I was disappointed is because Sami didn't wrestle. And I want Sami to wrestle like Sami used to wrestle.
So I feel similar. This to me was the first match of the card that I was really like, I got really fucking stoked on.
Yeah, same here. Well, I was initially stoked for Becky versus Shayna.
Yes. I mean, like in retrospect, this is the one that was my first like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of, I like the ending too. I like that Sami kind of got a sneaky win. But my only thing is I wish there was like another 2 or 3 minutes of like offense one way or the other.
Yeah.
I felt like it ended really abrupt, which was like kind of cool in a way, but I would have liked to see a little bit more.
Yeah. It also makes sense that Sami didn't do what he normally does or used to do because that's not his character anymore.
He hasn't done any of those moves in 2 years now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, legitimately, there's a good thread on Twitter I saw of like the last time he did a lot of his signature moves, and most of them were in a match against Kevin Owens in 2018.
I feel like he's gonna end up having to do that. Like this is kind of the start of the feud, which is always really weird for WrestleMania starting feuds, but that's kind of been like a calling card for the last couple years. And then I like that it was Daniel Bryan just unleashing on him.
Yeah.
And then like it was him sneaking it out. This is gonna continue, so I'm excited.
I want him to have to add his old like arsenal back in more and more and more to win matches going forward.
Right, I'd love to see a Blue Thunder Bomb. I'd love to see a Blue Thunder Bomb.
The move he never won with, but always thinks he was going to.
Well, we'll see. Maybe distance makes the heart grow fonder.
This is the time.
It'll be a Naito story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm stoked that Sami Zayn won, and if this feud is continuing, then hell yeah.
Yeah.
John Morrison defeated Jimmy Uso and Kofi Kingston in the weird ladder match for the tag team titles, even though it was a singles match.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was very fun to watch.
It was I liked it too. Front to back, I enjoyed the match a lot. In a silent room, the sound of ladders just clashing together does get fucking cacophonous. I liked it though. It was definitely distracting. But they did a lot of fun shit. I thought the ending was cool too. I thought as far as having kind of having to throw something together within like a week or two of knowing that Miz wasn't going to be there, that it was kind of a fun way to do it.
Yeah. This was my favorite match of that night. Well, okay.
What are you talking about, Derek?
Favorite match in a wrestling ring of that night. Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins.
So this was the first match to me that felt like a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Because it almost ended so disappointingly.
Yeah.
They got me hook, line, and sinker with that. Like, I think that was the point.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know, Kevin yelling constantly, Kevin jumping off of the sign.
How's this for a WrestleMania moment? And the fucking
Kevin Owens.
That was crazy.
Kevin Owens is the best.
I think that like these guys especially, and the same with like Sammy and Brian have been doing really well with the no crowds, is because like they're indie guys and they've worked in front of no people before.
Yeah.
They've worked in front of like 5, 6
Also,
people, and just like being able to just yell, talk shit, like make noise, like to fill that gap. I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, and I've been a little tired of Seth. I like this Seth a lot.
Yeah,
Seth is so much easier to.
And I like the Seth. I like. Yeah, and he was. The match was good. Like usually, I'm really bored with his wrestling, and I wasn't this time.
Yeah, I think him taking it to that level too of not just being like I'm the Messiah, but straight up like getting into the thing of like I become a god in the ring, like who gets just like overwhelmed and consumed by his
wrestling god.
Yeah, and so it's just extra satisfying. He's really good at being a fucking dick, and it's really satisfying to see Kevin Owens, and that's what it was perfect because it definitely swerved me too. Like when I was like, shit, great, a DQ finish, like this could have absolutely been on an episode.
That would have gotten like huge with the fans, I think too. Like the fans would have popped huge.
Oh yeah. That's the one thing. I mean, I really fucking miss the crowd.
Yeah, there were some things that overall I still thought it felt like a big whale show, and without the crowd, I thought they did a good job. Obviously, it was very, very different.
Yeah.
But all in all, for sure the crowd would have added to a lot of the atmosphere. Certain things probably would have gone a little bit different. But yeah, they still did a good job, I think.
Yeah.
They all tried really fucking hard.
Yeah, they did.
Well, except for maybe Bill.
Except for old Bill.
Braun Strowman beat Goldberg.
Yeah!
How do you feel about that, Braun?
All these months of me crying on this podcast, and all of a sudden, guess who I didn't get you? Championship.
Yeah.
The bridesmaid became the bride.
I'm glad we gave you that platform.
It was my beautiful wedding day.
I don't care. It's just because I'm always plan B.
In no way, shape, or form am I about to be a transitional champion.
You can pick me up at Walgreens for $60. Just call me Plan B.
Maybe if I get a couple more underwhelming championship runs under my belt, I'll get my own 3-camera sitcom on Netflix.
I thought it was whatever. I wasn't expecting anything, and that's what I got.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything, and they underdelivered. This was the worst trash match. Like,
it was bad. It was so bad.
This is Goldberg Undertaker level. Like, this is just as bad, except there's less excuses for this because why don't you just like cut? Why don't you just hit pause, let Bill get a rest, and literally film this match move by move?
They clearly made the Undertaker look fantastic. Like, you could do something. But somebody tells me Bill Goldberg's also not the most gung-ho to fucking work with them. He seems to be someone who wants to get in and get out.
Also, I don't think he was like really wanting to like put over Braun. Whereas like I could see him like respecting Roman, like, I'll put him over. That's good for business here. But like they had to throw together Braun, so he's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I think he was excited to wrestle me, to be honest. I was just so much stronger than him.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. It got 2 dabs down from Goldberg's son.
I just did it for my kid, man. Just came back. I can't show him Santa's sleigh yet, so just just go in there, do some spears, just like the old time, same old Bill.
There was a second.
I'm 47 now.
There was a second where I thought he was going to go for that jackhammer. I was like, could he lift him up?
No, I can't. No, I can't.
No, you can't, Bill.
I would literally shit my pants.
Yeah. It was like one of those powerlifting videos where you prolapse your own butthole.
Exactly.
All right, let's get into the meat of this.
Watch
Johnny Large.
Watch me on NCIS.
We're gonna finally get into the meat from the meat castle.
Let's talk about the Boneyard match. The Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Let's just break this boy down.
It's the best season finale of Sons of Anarchy never had.
Yeah, I was like, it reminded me of like a season finale like Supernatural or something.
It was my favorite CW superhero fight.
Exactly. It was a CW. It was a CW season finale fight for sure.
I love the entrance where AJ is in a hearse.
Oh
and
God!
It's the Undertaker's music, and then he just pops up and just starts.
His music starts playing from, I'm guessing, the hearse stereo.
Yeah,
or a stereo within the casket, but which is how I want to fucking go, dude.
Yeah,
I want a radio blasting fucking tunes, bro. As I get late 60s.
They don't want none. They don't want none.
Bury me listening to Fozzy.
I want to be buried listening to CFO $sign for sure. So.
Me too.
Yeah. So there were druids. AJ has druid friends.
The first two druids.
Well,
they paid them out, brother.
They were just AJ's friends from back home, and they just got different.
They mixed the whites.
They got different colored robes than the ones they already have.
They mixed their white sheets and their dark clothes. Oh shit!
Those are probably also Mark's friends.
Oh,
they were people that helped work on the set.
Yeah. I read that. It was actually wild. It took 8 hours. They shot over 8 hours. It took them 5 days to build it, right?
I want to
built that whole set.
Like in my head, like they were like the Undertaker druids, but then like they just saw Gallows and Anderson just like drinking beer. Like we want to hang with these guys.
Well, and Undertaker wasn't in Dead Man gimmick, so they don't listen to him.
Yeah, he was.
That's true. They betrayed him before.
He was an American badass.
Except wrong fucking entrance music. It was Metallica, so that was sick.
Yeah.
His entrance shot when he's riding in on the bike with that, I'm like, fuck yes. This is going to be the best match.
I also really liked it because Metallica and WWE's have had like a troubled history where like WWE like pissed them off with some licensing stuff before, and so now like
Lars was pissed off at somebody.
I was like, Lars Ulrich. Oh my god, fuck him.
There's been things where they've like wanted to use their songs, and apparently like Bruce Pritchard's talked about like they asked for like 6 figures to license a song.
Of course they did.
Unless Triple H wanted it for that one end of an era match, and then they get it.
Yeah, but I think that just means for these matches they'll pay that. Shows how much they care about Undertaker.
How much do you think Lemmy charged?
Probably nothing.
I feel like
$50. Jack and some stolen Nazi artifacts.
Exactly.
That's probably exactly it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel like Lemmy and Trips were down, and Lemmy actually liked wrestling where I don't know if Metallica gives a shit.
Yeah.
Lemmy and Triple H were actually like real friends.
Yeah.
He always calls it, it was the last time I hung out with Lem. Talking. If we get it, you fucking know him.
Yeah, Lem.
But yeah, this match was insane. It was filmed really well. It was filmed fine.
This was a Jerry Borash.
Yeah.
This is a Jerry and Borash production.
Yeah, AJ losing was...
Wait, so did Borash also do the final deletion or that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's cool. I mean, yeah, he definitely has a good style. I thought I'm glad that it was kind of just like a brawling match. Like there was a part of me that's like, I don't know if I want to if it's going to be too corny to see like AJ throw like a phenomenal forearm off the top of like the fucking like caterpillar fucking, whatever they had there, that dirt.
That'd have been fucking down.
It would have been sick if you did a phenomenal forum from like that fucking from the shack,
that awning,
into the grave. That would have been dope.
I mean, I would have loved that, but he's also like 48 years old, Derek. I don't know how old is AJ. He's like 40. He's 40.
42.
Stuntman, CGI it, whatever.
I guess they could probably get a stuntman.
Edge threw that elbow that he threw. AJ could go off that roof.
But yeah, I like.
Gallows and Anderson died.
Yeah. So AJ. That wasn't AJ's hand. That was Mae Young's hand.
No, he got the hand up. It's buried alive. 96.
That's Mae Young's hand.
I bet it was. I mean, they found it in a fucking warehouse. But yeah,
that's
also
why it looks so small.
Also, like 8 druids got fucking pummeled at one hit.
I love that because it was such like a fucking like B-level like just fight movie. Where like they surround the guy and he beats him up because they.
Undertaker. He even had the most like action movie. It's like, well, if we're gonna do this, let's do this, and then just like fucking punch it, pow, elbow.
Great with his ad libs.
What's wrong, Alan? Alan, come back here.
How old am I now?
I love that you heard.
Taker talked a little too much for me.
I love that you heard both kayfabe and shoot voice from him at different points during the match. Get back here, AJ Styles. What you doing, Alan? Alan,
I like
back over
the
here.
Weird like fucking redneck Taker voice. Alan, what you doing? Come on. How old am I now, huh?
What's my wife's name again?
Exactly. So AJ, I mean, he made it personal. He brought his wife into it. He talked about his family.
Yeah.
And so, like, how crazy would that be, though, in real life? I mean, you just get your ass kicked for doing something like that, and then just like, what's my wife's name? It's like, oh, dude, you have
apparently her
me.
real last name is McCool because she like posted something where a family member died and she was like live streaming into their funeral right now because of social distancing, and their tombstone actually said McCool. So
that's a fucking cool last name.
Yeah.
Was she broadcasting that though?
She just like posted a picture saying like it was like a sweet touching thing, like saying
I see.
Yeah, but
for
like
sure.
I enjoyed this whole thing, and I want a like a weekly sitcom or like monthly of like Undertaker traveling to different regions and fighting like a guy that's from that region. So like let's just say like, he travels up to fucking like he goes to Tennessee and has to fight like Ricochet, and Ricochet has like a band of like other flippy guys and like try to like get him, and then he goes to,
I mean, he and Cedric just like started a pet tag team together. So
oh my god,
Ricochet?
I was gonna say, actually, I just remembered the like folklore that Finn Balor took his name from. His last name was McCool. It's Finn McCool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be another one. That'd be such a cool
great
thing.
name.
Like, it's fucking Undertaker in Ireland, like drinking at a pub, and he has to fight like Finn Balor and like his band of hooligans.
The prince, and then becomes the demon. And
he like buries him, then all of a sudden. Like,
and then he turns into his final form. Oh,
the demon crawls out.
I would watch that. I would absolutely watch that.
He has to fight Finton Devitt, his dad.
Yeah.
And his brothers that just look like him, but not as attractive.
Just look like great value, Finn.
It's like Adam Cole's brother.
Also of note this night, Mojo Rawley won the 24/7 title.
He did, and he caused some tension between him and his buddy Gronk.
Do you guys like Gronk's theme? That's
I didn't need
that party rock anthem.
I did not need Gronk there at all. He did not add anything to the presentation.
He talked 3 times. It was wholly unnecessary.
Well, because he must like, and I think they brought this up. I think it was Going in Raw that brought this up, but like that, he must have just filmed that within like an hour and then just went home. Because like there wasn't a whole lot. He
what's up, bros? It's Gronk.
I think everybody in wrestling is missing the point as to why they're doing this. It's because now he's a 24/7 champion.
Oh yeah,
and sports sites will report on it because it's Gronk.
Oh,
I don't follow Gronk's sport, which I'm assuming is football. But
he's actually an avid golfer.
Oh my God, pro bowler, Rob Gronkowski.
Tequila drinker.
I could see that. He does seem like a party boy.
Technically, literally, yes, because since he retired, you can't hire him to come hang out at your party.
Yeah,
like IRL cameo.
Mm-hmm. It's like $20,000.
Of course, you got to probably fly him out there.
He wears Zubaz and fucking just hype.
I did respect that.
I'm not against Gronk like a lot of people are.
I just was annoyed. Like it didn't do anything for me, especially in this setting. Like there's such a weird like cognitive dissonance with him like trying to hype everything up, and there being nothing there.
It was better than when Kim Kardashian was the host.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Was it just me? Okay.
Let's get into night 2. Unless you have more thoughts on night 1.
No, I thought the whole thing was really I mean, obviously, yes, the fucking graveyard match was fantastic. I love the whole like don't bury me, Taker. Come on, Mark, don't bury me. Oh, don't bury me, Mark.
I like the hug he gave him and then he killed him.
Yeah.
Hey, put up a good fight.
I'm not going to hurt you. You put up a good fight.
I just really wanted The Undertaker to do fucking Styles Clash or whatever Michelle McCool called it before.
Faith Breaker.
To AJ. That would have been perfect. Like into the grave somehow.
Especially if he yelled Faith Breaker. And AJ
Faith
was like,
Breaker!
Faith Breaker.
You won't break my faith, man. I love the Lord.
Apparently, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say this, I mean, just right there, they both love the Lord. I feel like both of them, if they just sat down, they could have avoided all this fighting in the dark graveyard. But yeah, I guess it doesn't make. I guess two men of the Lord hashing it out, mano a mano,
praying for each other.
It doesn't pop the fucking ratings.
Just two Christian dads,
just talking about the flag and how more people do need to respect the flag and how Gillette needs to fucking stay in the shaving business. You know what I mean?
What?
That's what they would talk about.
You may rest in peace.
Yeah, and then he unveiled the tombstone at the end. It's like, oh, he's on it the whole time.
Oh, he sounds like his
AJ Styles.
He sounds like his kayfabe dad, Paul Bear. That's what that's all about. Sound like my pa.
I like that. I like that. Like it said, AJ Styles, and it's like, well, fuck. He was calling him Alan the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Alan Jones?
Alan, quote AJ Styles Jones.
And then, like, it has his wife's name with, like, just her birthday, but, like, the other side's blank. So it's like, oh, man, like, he actually fucking put some time into that.
Wendy Styles Jones.
Yeah. Yes.
Apparently, Taker, like, when he comes back, is going to be doing the Banker Taker. And I feel he should because he looks like 10 years younger.
Oh, yeah, he looks way better. And every Taker match needs to be like this.
And Fred Durst isn't doing anything, so,
Yeah, that's true.
Fred Durst is due for a paycheck. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah,
do you guys think that they could have actually had a good match? You think AJ actually could have got a good match out of him?
Oh, like if it was in front of 80,000 people kind of a thing?
I think so.
I think if they kept it to 5 minutes, yes. Because like the way AJ looked, or not AJ, the way Undertaker looked in that one tag match with Drew or against Drew, whatever, like last year, he looked really good in that match. It was him and Roman versus Drew and Ziggler.
Yeah.
He looked good in that match.
If they did something that was like the Triple H Batista match at SummerSlam? What was that?
WrestleMania last year.
It was last year. Where it's a lot of like plotting action. There's not a ton of physical stuff going on, and then like at the end, AJ gets off a couple cool moves, but then Taker catches him and fucking like tombstones him or something.
And Taker can actually get AJ up for a tombstone. That's So like I think
it could have been really cool because I think AJ would have bumped like crazy for him.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Probably would have re-injured himself.
I have more faith in Undertaker with the right opponent having a good match than Jinder Mahal. And AJ got a really solid match out of Jinder.
Good point.
Then Jinder slid right down the card.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's definitely going to have a world title feud in the next year, though. 3MB. He's a former member of 3MB that was a world champion. He's definitely going to have a feud with Drew.
Oh, wow.
I hope that Heath Slater gets one match.
I hope that Heath
wins,
Slater wins. And then triple threat, just like they did with the Shield a few years ago.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Looks like we booked up to next Mania.
On Heath Slater's theme song is like at the beginning, it's like, he's just one man. But then in the middle of the song, it's like, they're a 3-man band.
Oh, yeah, because they just remixed it for 3MB. Song. Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, fuck it. We're not changing this.
That's wild. Let's dig into night 2.
Night 2, we had a good night's rest.
Yeah.
Poo, more like poo.
It just like speaking of like the experience of two night WrestleMania, 3 hours per night. It was nice.
I liked it.
A lot easier to fucking handle.
I absolutely preferred it.
Very much. Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
It felt like there was like a takeover, but not as emotionally intense, and then and then a normal pay-per-view like afterwards.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good. I only felt super tired during the Edge and Orton match, which was
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
How long, before we do get into night 2, how long do you guys think, I mean, everything's unpredictable right now, but how long do you think Braun's going to hold that title?
There's nobody that's built aside from Roman.
Or the Fiend again.
I don't think they're going to go to the Fiend again.
I wouldn't think so either, but...
Yeah. I think they learned to stay away from the Fiend and the title because then you just trap yourself.
Yeah. SummerSlam at minimum, I would say.
Yeah, I think I'll have it up till SummerSlam at least.
At least. And that very much depends on just what they're able to do, you know?
Right. I could see him being able to get over again, you know, with some fun enough stuff going on. I could see people getting stoked on him again.
Yeah.
Who does he go after, though? Who's the heel that he has to beat?
Like, who's going to come after him? I mean...
Do you think it'll be Seth again?
Well, now I'm trying
to...
Different show.
Oh.
Are they going to do another shakeup, though? Because it's all dependent on that, too.
That, again, yeah. It just depends on, like, this is the time they should do a shakeup, right? You know, especially because they fucked SmackDown with the last draft.
They kind of did.
They did.
Even though it's the A show on Fox.
They should send Orton back to SmackDown and have Orton versus Braun.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude.
Like, as boring as that sounds, as boring.
Yeah, it does.
What'd you say?
How slow those matches will be.
I know, but like, at least like if Orton's motivated, so just give him, I don't know, a bonus check, say, please put on your working boots to put Braun over.
Yeah.
Like, and just as far as like the kind of heel he is right now, he's so hated because of this Edge feud.
That's the thing. I feel like with with the Edge thing, he's built up a bit of equity to again be a bit of an interesting heel. You know, that could go away so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe he could do a good job.
And also because like all the heels on SmackDown right now are all tied together and they all feel like they're one unit. It's Ziggler, Bob Roode, Baron, like they all are.
Oh god damn it! It's gonna be fucking Baron, isn't it?
Hell yeah! No, this is here's my thought. Finish your thought, and then I'll tell you my thought. I was just gonna
say, like, I think right now actually the best thing in the world for Braun as world champion is the fact that they can't do business as usual, probably. So they can space feuds out a little bit more. He doesn't have to have, you know, a whole summer's worth of feuds leading up to SummerSlam. He hopefully only has to have, you know, basically one pay-per-view's worth spread out over the whole summer.
Yeah.
And just like, and I think that they should move some people around, like Orton over, have, you know, him versus Orton, have him like, and then when they get to Roman, they need to not like have it be Braun turning heel so Roman can stay babyface. Just have it be, we were like brought the best out of each other, and then have it just be about destruction. Like say like the two of them hate each other. They don't have, neither has to be a heel. Just have it be, we both want this thing so bad we're gonna be like destructive to get it.
Yeah.
I respect you so much, I'm gonna flip you in an ambulance again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up turning Braun heel for this.
I mean,
they will.
It would make, I'd do it sooner than later for sure, I think.
Here's my thought. Brock is going to SmackDown and Brock's going to take it off of him.
That's also so possible. That's so possible, dude.
I hope so.
Except the only thing with that is Brock can't go home and then come back, I think, right now. I'm pretty sure he's been in America this whole time.
Oh.
Because of travel bans. So I think that when he goes home, it might be, I don't know for sure, you know, all those restrictions and stuff, but he might not be able to like go home to his land and then come back.
Yeah, that's a good lead into the first match on night 2.
Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
I enjoyed the match. I think this is the best
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Charlotte in a while.
Yeah.
Rhea's incredible.
I'd say the best we've seen Rhea. Like
it was,
yeah.
It was so cool to see both of them put on such a match that I forgot for a moment that they were in an empty studio.
Yeah, it
it was electrifying, like they put on a really good show, and their characters were so strong, both of them throughout the whole match.
And it was an NXT style match. And which not having a takeover this weekend, I really needed.
It was nice.
Oh, we get takeover tomorrow night.
Yep. Yay. I'm bummed about the loss. However,
it all makes sense when you find out why.
Well, I'm also interested to see where it goes, but tell me why.
Rhea Ripley's work visa had expired, and she had to go back to Australia.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay.
And so she has to renew, but then they have a mandatory 2-week quarantine when you first land there.
Right.
So she ain't going to be here for a while.
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't know that. I mean, that makes all the sense in the world.
I hope they do some interesting stuff with Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think she could bring a lot of prestige to that title.
Moonsault versus Moonsault match.
I noticed that they went back to calling it the NXT Women's Championship.
They've flip-flopped on that since that announcement.
And
they 100% have called it the NXT Women's Championship on the main roster. That has not seeped through to the main roster yet.
Yeah, that never will.
No.
What? No, that's the women's title, damn it.
How's anyone going to see Charlotte talking and think, well, which NXT championship does she have?
Oh, wow. That Adam Cole got massive breast implants since the last time I saw him.
Aleister Black defeated Bobby Lashley.
A match that shouldn't have really taken place, but they needed to kill some time.
That could have been a pre-show match for sure.
It was a solid match until the Lana shit, though.
Yeah, and I mean,
hit him with the spear!
And I appreciate Lana's not her fault. She's doing the best she can with the character they're asking her to play, and it's entertaining. It just doesn't. That felt like, of all matches, a match that would make sense on a WrestleMania pre-show if they had built the feud well enough.
They built it a little bit, yeah.
Especially with the Lana interference stuff, that the chicanery and weird extra stuff going on outside the ring falls especially flat without a crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Except, arguably, it would. I don't know. It probably would have been. I don't know, because I was gonna say it might have been. It might have been worse with a crowd, depending on how they reacted to it. But it's weird because the Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Lana stuff was largely uncomfortable, and just not very fun and kind of overplayed. And then, flash forward to the Raw after Mania, when they show the interview with Bobby Lashley being like, I need to get a new assistant. I need to get a new manager, maybe a new wife or whatever. And it's just already?
Isn't it end up teaming up with Rusev because of their hatred of Lana?
Of Lana?
God.
Oh, that's not going to be super weird and uncomfortable as well.
Going to Raw made a joke like, I married a blonde. What happened?
Oh, yeah, because now she dyed her hair.
Yeah.
It shows why she's acting in C movies now, because that's how the acting came across.
CJ movies.
Nice.
This, to me, also felt like a Mania match. Otis defeated Dolph Ziggler.
That felt so good. I thought it was so satisfying. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. Mandy fucking punched Ziggler in the balls, and that would have got. That's a one that could have really used an audience.
That's a one.
Yes.
That's a one that would have been extra nice and spicy if there had been 80,000 people there, because it would have blown the fucking roof off the place.
Yeah. And
when they finally kissed, and
yeah,
they would have tried to match the Gorilla Monsoon. He loves her.
Exactly. They would try to. They would find the two. They would find the two people in the audience who were crying.
I really wanted Otis to put Mandy up on his shoulder.
I wanted that so bad.
I mean, the Macho Man.
Mandy. My shoulder.
I just love take people that I didn't care about. I didn't care about Mandy. I love her theme song. I didn't care about Otis. I think he's funny, but I didn't care about him in a story. I have hated Dolph Ziggler since I started watching wrestling with Isai 11 years ago. They did such a fucking good job. I gave such a shit about this match. I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
Otis is so fun to watch. Mandy is doing great in this. There's a fucking hacker involved. This
Mustafa Ali.
TV.
Oh, did they show that?
No, it just definitely is. The symbol is his symbol.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, even though it's supposed to like be like, who is it? But
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to connect the dots, and so then when it reveals, you're like, I knew it.
Yeah, right. No, it's true. It's true. I just really, really do hope that that's not the complete end of all of this, because still
it's not. There's a hacker.
There's a hacker for sure, but I feel like the hacker might just move on to other fucking injustices. But
I think the hacker's gonna feud with Dolph Ziggler, because that's what you do. You feud with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Or maybe the hacker's going to show more footage where there's just mysterious cameras in Mandy and Sonya's changing room.
GTV, and then Val Venus makes a joke to the Big Show. Huh, they call you the Big Show.
I would love to talk to. I have thoughts on the Big Show, but right now is not the time to fucking bring them up.
Big Show's world title match.
It's not.
It's not the time. But I just want to know, because we haven't got a conclusion on why Sonya Deville set up Otis. Why she was masterminding this whole thing with Dolph Ziggler. What was their full motivation?
My guess is that she was mad that Mandy was giving someone else attention, and not even in a romantic way, just in a friendship way.
But then why would she want to hook her up with Dolph?
No, it's a shitty.
Likes Dolph.
It's a super shitty like trope with gay best friend characters where they try to
she has a crush on Mandy kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, so I hope they steer away from that, but it's already gotten close enough where it sucks.
Yeah,
where it's about it. It's about my straight best friend. I gotta sabotage my straight best friends' relationships, because
And I really hope it's not.
Well, also because I feel like if somebody's with Dolph, it's gonna push them away from.
I feel like Dolph's not the one you want to get in on that, but
I don't know what's happening with it, but I'm excited to see.
I just hope that's not like the end of it.
Yeah. Edge defeated Randall Orton
in a match as long as Edge's absence from the WWE.
It could have been 10 minutes shorter, but I will say that
it was great. I loved it, but fuck.
I loved the whole thing. I thought that it had a lot of. I was patient enough with it. I liked it. If you had the patience for it, I thought it was fun, but it sucked a lot of the momentum out of the evening. It really divided the first and latter part of the show, because it was long, but everything about it felt really cool.
Yeah. I think. So I was watching with my friend Colin and my roommates Alicia and Mira, and Mira's watched some wrestling. Alicia watches NXT with me sometimes.
Mira was at TakeOver, so
that's true. Colin has only watched one wrestling. He watched TLC with me and remembered all these people from TLC. He's like Isai. He has a weird encyclopedia.
One of those steel traps.
He's Isai for film.
Yeah. But it was the same with wrestling, and he was so invested in this match. It was wonderful.
That's really interesting to hear, because it is very cinematic. The way they shot it feels like a film fight. Just 8 of them.
There was a lot of moments where you just had one of them leaning while the ref is counting. But I thought, especially near the end of the match, that actually served to build some tension to the match.
Yeah.
I thought that the waiting, the being okay, now Edge gets 9 seconds to recuperate, or Randy's gonna recuperate, and Edge did some pretty fucking inventive stuff, that climbing upon that fucking steel cage like it was a ceiling, and then fucking dropping that elbow down on Randy on that conference table, which that room is far too masculine. But
and I didn't have any complaints about the length. I just acknowledged that it was long.
I just think so. There's nothing within the actual sequences and parts of the match that I would cut. What I would cut is the transitions between those segments a little bit.
Yeah.
We all know that this was pre-filmed,
Mm-hmm.
and takes and stuff. So it doesn't. I felt like it didn't have to be 100% realistic getting from point A to point B.
Yeah.
On every single time. Like sometimes when they were like wandering through the building, it like helped establish how far this fight was going. But like within the warehouse, once we're already in there, just like cut 5 to 10 seconds, you know.
I think that's a good
each
point.
of those transitions, and then like they would cut a couple minutes off this match that I don't think added to it necessarily, without taking away from like the ridiculous like scope and scale that they did, like that they put into this match.
Yeah.
Isai,
Yes.
you talk about it now.
Okay. I'm just waiting my turn. So I really like this match as far as the story aspect of it. If they would have went in there and had a wrestling match, it would have been really dumb for the story.
True.
Because like if anybody remembers or at least heard with the Triple H Randy Orton WrestleMania 25 match.
Oh god.
Where like Randy Orton like fucking kicked the shit, like hit his wife, kissed her. Triple H broke into his house, his fake house, and scared his fake wife and threw him through a window. And then they went and had a wrestling match.
Had a Randy Orton versus Triple H ass main event match with with like headlocks and rest holds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And something that personal just needs to be a fucking ass whooping.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I like that they went and had a fight. It was really long.
It was what, 40 minutes, right?
Yeah.
36, 35.
And I think Edge did a great job, especially the first like few minutes. And then the last few minutes were like so compelling that I think that it kind of brings everything together.
Yeah.
When Edge was just like, stop fucking counting or whatever. And it's like, oh shit, he's going to fucking kill him.
Yeah. Definitely the parts where they were like going between the like weight room into the conference room. Like I didn't need to see the whole fucking layout of the building.
I had already seen it.
Really gotten away with like the weights. Shouldn't have done that.
I thought it makes you think about it. I even thought about it at the time. It was like, okay, that's some pretty Chris Benoit fucking imagery right there.
The hanging with the like pull down, like that's literally.
I have to imagine that they didn't think about that way when they were thinking about fun stuff to do. I can't imagine that was like this will be a pretty fun callback to how Benoit.
I'm guessing that they filmed this before even Dark Side of the maybe they could have filmed this before Dark Side of the Ring came out. Like they're not even if
I've said they filmed it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, even if not, they're so in their zone of getting ready for this match, they weren't paying attention to the fact that
obviously that wasn't an intentional callback to the fucking murder,
but it's
suicide.
Not great timing.
No.
I will say that this match did constantly make me think of the Gargano Ciampa Last Man Standing match.
I'm like, that's the same building.
Was that their second one? Or did they ever have a Last Man Standing?
Yeah, they had it. Yeah, they had. That was their second match.
And I enjoyed that one a lot more, I will say. But they're younger. They're younger. There
was people there.
They have more to prove. That
was TakeOver, not Mania. This is, I think, one of the it was too long, but I don't literally let that take anything away from the match for me. That it was too long. Because I can enjoy that. I understand it's maybe, I think, not a great thing to happen at Mania, because long matches like this for the casual fan do, from what I've seen, kind of make people tune out. Same as the Batista Triple H match last year was too long.
And it's
I enjoyed it.
Right. It's that thing too of it's a really good match. I really loved it front to back, but I don't know, because of the length, I don't know how often I'd go clamoring back to go rewatch that.
I want to rewatch it, but I'm definitely gonna hit the forward 10 seconds.
Yeah, when they're bashing their way through the hallway and stuff. It's like,
if you get rid of the last man standing stipulation and just have it a false count anywhere fight, it instantly becomes a lot better, because then you don't have those lulls of 10 seconds.
Yeah,
true.
The story of it being last man standing is perfect. But last man standing matches almost never live up to the story outside of the ring once you're inside of the ring, because of the way they have to be.
Yeah.
So I just think they should have had it be no DQ false count anywhere, and have the exact same finish, and you don't even have
just get there a little quicker. Yeah,
you don't even have to have Edge pin at the end. Have Edge like say he's not getting up. Count like
honestly, you can still have the same ending where it's like, oh, Edge just bashed Randy's brains in with that concerto.
Have him literally walk away from the match and say like, I don't care, he's done.
Yeah, like no, I won. I don't give a shit.
Then that also like takes out the weirdness of like how personal a wrestling feud is, but then still adhering to rules of a wrestling match to decide it.
And if that exact scenario had played out, which I love, Zach, that would have also eliminated the weird feeling I had where I was like, who was just sitting in there with a bell? Because like once Randy didn't get up after 10, they were like, ring the bell and ding ding. So was someone just sitting down somewhere in the warehouse?
The bell guy.
I think that was back at the ring, because then his entrance music starts.
That's fair. But it felt weird. It felt like somebody had maybe just walked behind him with the ring bell.
It's their portable bell. It's like a bicycle bell.
Someone get to the warehouse bell.
A really weird thing I noticed that just reminded me of in general with this WrestleMania is for some of the matches, entrance music was being captured in the arena live like it normally is.
Yeah.
But because like I was like watching here, Ani was still at work for some of it for like about half of each night. So I was watching like with headphones in through my PS4. It had like one headphone in case she said something to me.
Uh-huh.
And so I noticed some of the entrance music was overdubbed though, because it was split.
Weird.
I specifically noticed it with Rhea Ripley's because of when I used her music for one of her episodes and edited it. I knew like how it panned, like specifically, and was like, so it was just really weird. Some of the production stuff was still really strange.
I noticed that early on night one, JBL's mic was a bit quieter, which
that was fine.
I did not mind it.
Yeah.
But I noticed, it's noticeable.
I will say,
Maggle.
Even like again, Colin hated every word that came out of JBL's mouth.
He's a hard man to like.
Yeah, I mean, like there's an extent where it's like, yeah, you're supposed to, but also at an extent where at the same time, fuck when a heel commentator is like so unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd miss Corey Graves.
I love that they put Corey Graves with Rosenberg on the pre-show.
That was pretty fun.
That you had
Doesn't that make Corey Graves more likable?
Exactly.
It absolutely did.
It just made it so I didn't watch it.
Had Sam Roberts in there, and then fuck, Graves is a great guy.
That's an audio nightmare.
And you're just like, Rosenberg isn't that bad.
God, he's part of what got me back into wrestling. It still makes me mad.
Well, people who got people into wrestling are bad. Isai. No, Isai's wonderful, and I love Isai so much.
God, me and CM Punk's both for you and me.
And I was talking more about Max Landis, but fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Even more so.
Yeah.
I mean, Rosenberg's a true babyface compared to Landis.
Yeah. The Street Profits defeated Angel Garza and Austin Theory.
It was fun, man. I liked
it.
This was a Raw match.
This was a great tag team match. I loved the end.
No, what this made me think like, at first I was kind of like, oh, that was a little underwhelming. I was like, wait, this is just that's a normal like tag match at WrestleMania. It's kind of underwhelming and short. Like, they went out and actually had probably the match they would have if they were in front. Like if it was these four in front of the whole thing, except maybe a minute longer.
Yeah.
But like it's great because like the last thing that I think that show needed was another lengthy match directly after Edge and Orton.
100%.
So like I thought it was cool. It was short and quick.
It was a great palate cleanser.
It really was. And I mean Montez Ford is just fucking endlessly entertaining. I love that guy. And Angelo Dawkins is great too.
So is Angelo.
Ford, he is. But he's definitely like
he's definitely the Jannetty.
Yeah. Yes.
Future IC champion, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it was fine. The stuff after the match was more meaningful than the actual match, and I thought that was really well done with Bianca.
I'm glad that they built something a little bit with Zelina. And also that she got to wrestle on Raw, right?
Yes.
So that actually, I could have done A little bit without, but I understand what they did.
Okay.
Well, because I was just flashing forward to Raw, they ended up having a 3-on-3 tag match, but it took a half hour to get there.
Yeah.
Half hour my ass. That was the whole first hour.
It took so long.
It reminded me of when Vince didn't want any wrestling to happen during commercial breaks, and we got all those 2 out of 3 falls matches for a little while. Like, it was the same shit. Like,
I was like, just give me a fun 20-minute fucking 6-man tag. There's no such thing as a fun 20-minute 6-man tag match. But
New Japan does
watched it.
That's
you
true.
ever watched the good trios match?
I don't know what you just said. The big trios?
A good trios match.
The Three Amigos match?
Who?
Oh, there's some good trios matches out there.
I mean, I've seen good triple threat. I've seen good 6-man tag matches.
Not
20 minutes worth.
Not in WWE.
Not in WWE. Exactly. Not in WWE.
To me, it felt like they did like 3 weeks of TV in one.
Yeah, very true.
Which is weird right now because they should be spreading that shit out.
They should. I mean, exactly. Yeah. And so I understand they had to fill up time, so they used like a fourth of the whole show to do that. But either way, it was so sick that Bianca Belair goes to Raw now.
Yeah, and it was great.
Yeah, and I want to give credit where it's due that Anya 100% called out that like Zelina's like amazing like entrance gear and stuff at Mania, but then had very plain pants, and I was like, oh shit, that means she's gonna be involved somehow.
Oh hell yeah!
And then on Instagram, she posted that she had like pants that matched the gear, but they were like definitely not doing wrestling moves in them, so they had like jewels all over them too.
Also, Alistair had the same like thing, right? The shoulder pads.
Something tells me they had their costumes designed by the same person.
Yeah.
Okazi. Sasha Banks' husband.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Sasha Banks, let's get into the fatal 5-way elimination. Sasha Banks. Fatal 5-way elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
It happened. It does. Lacey Evans didn't win, so I'm happy.
I was fucking terrified. What? Like I was like laying out the different possible scenarios to Anya, and I was just like, okay, like one of them is going to turn on each other. Like Sasha's going to turn on Bayley and cost her the title, or like Lacey's gonna, and I was just like all these different things. And then when Lacey was the last one with them, I was like, no, this is the worst possible thing.
When Lacey did the salute, I'm like, she's fucking winning. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
I was worried.
My favorite part of this match was when
Lacey, that's my gimmick. Thank you very much. I salute the troops. You are a troop. I thank you, Lacey. But that's mine, and you're not winning now.
Yeah, married.
You're lucky you're not fired.
My favorite part of this match was when Lacey put Bayley down for the count, and then Bayley kicked out, and JBL was like, "Oh, she almost pinned Bayley," and Bayley was like, "No, she didn't." That was my favorite thing without having a crowd was being able to hear that, because
I completely agree with you.
Bayley and Jimmy Uso made like the best use of like talking to commentary, I think.
Yeah. Well, and Bayley and Sasha started that on night 1 of this whole thing. Right. So I like that it happened at Mania. Yeah, I'm really glad Bayley won and Lacey didn't.
I thought Tamina actually looked. I thought she served the purpose. Isai. I thought she served her purpose in the match very, very well. I thought she looked really strong, and I'm glad that she got eliminated when she did.
They kept her from like being in the match too long and having to do too much actual wrestling, basically. Like that, like, which seems small, but compared to how they have used Tamina in the past, where they ask her to do like the splash and ask her to be like a workhorse at times when that's not her. I mean, it was effective. Like,
I thought so too.
Yeah. Like, and she was, giving any credit where it's due. Like, she's not good. She's horrendous in the ring. She truly is. But they used her well, and she did her part well. Like
Exactly.
with all the wrestlers that were in this match besides her, she was the one thing that was different, really. So I don't know. It worked well for the first little it was a nice little piece of the first story of the match.
Yeah. I wish Lacey hadn't got so much of a oh shit she's gonna win, but
should have been Naomi.
It should have been Naomi, but I don't know. I can't say I'm surprised, but it was cool. The way it ended, cool. I thought it was nice because it was like, okay, Sasha was pretty understanding that was just a mistake that ended up her getting her face fucking really, really punched.
It reminded me of KO and Jericho, actually, back when they kept teasing their split up.
Yeah.
And there kept being moments where
Roman Reigns.
Yeah. They kept teasing that, and then it was like, oh no, it still goes. And I think they were smart. I'm guessing that it was meant to happen here, but they aren't going to do that split not in front of a crowd.
I think so too. That felt like a
Also, I think Naomi probably would have been the last person in besides them if it was in front of a live Florida crowd.
Oh, I think so too. I think so too.
From Florida and stuff. But
yeah,
this is a no consequences way for them to try to reheat Lacey Evans a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
They need to cool her off again and just get rid of her. But that's just me.
Yeah. Cool her off, throw her in the toilet.
Let's talk about the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, John Cena,
highlight of
Who boy,
and a Firefly Funhouse short film.
This was not
Psychosexual extravaganza.
This was incredible. When it started, I was like, wait, Cena's coming to the ring. When I heard about this match, I was just like, what? I don't know what they're going to do, especially after watching Taker and Styles the night before.
Yeah.
These are incomparable. You cannot compare them. It was so much weirder than I expected, and every second of it, to me, was perfect.
I love interdimensional shit. I love things that feel like they were directed by David Lynch. I thought it was a fucking blast. And I thought it was so impressive. Huge props to John Cena for being so gung-ho and apparently contributing quite a bit to the match itself, idea-wise.
He had changes that made it better.
Apparently, it was a lot of Pritchard and Bray, which actually, for all the shit we give Pritchard, that makes a lot of sense based on what he's good at.
Yeah.
And
also apparently Bray Wyatt's a fucking genius creatively. So
case in point, dude. I mean, it was such a good presentation.
I don't think Bray ever wanted the title as the Fiend. I don't think that was him.
No, I think that he wanted to, when they were like, hey, we're giving you the title, he was going to do his absolute best to run with it, and they fucked him over with that.
Yeah.
But
John Cena is incredible. I'm not saying that as a wrestler. I know he has his qualms, but he is so he was down to be made fun of. And
he was down to be erased from WWE history.
Yeah. And it was great, especially because I watched the first 2 episodes of Ruthless Aggression, so I understood the Ruthless Aggression documentary, so I understood all of it.
90% of that documentary is bullshit.
Yeah, but I still understood John. I didn't know John Cena was whatever his name was when he first Prototype. I didn't understand that. And so it was awesome seeing him go through all these phases, fucking being Hulk Hogan, fucking being
heel Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because
it's in reference that he never turned heel like Hogan did.
Yeah. And also basically having Bray making John Cena confront the fact that is he Hogan? Is he Hogan for this generation? The amount of talent that he's buried and stuff in the past,
and to have Cena play into it so heavily that he was Cena went on a fucking mental break during this whole the different fucking scenes.
One of my favorite things on here was the fact that they had a payoff if you've been a fan.
Yeah.
And if you've been watching for John Cena's whole career, I've seen John Cena. I remember watching when he debuted.
Same, yeah.
After Thugonomics, I remember just everything that happened.
I distinctly remember
promo
Yeah, I just think they remember when the first time he had a world title match against Lesnar, he wasn't ready yet. But I remember watching that SmackDown, seeing him win a number one contenders match to face Brock Lesnar and being like,
and that's why he changed. Like that's why his finish was the FU.
Yeah,
and having a feeling of like, is this guy ready yet? And like he wasn't yet, but like it's been a journey with Cena.
Yeah.
And then
absolutely.
it kind of like it's just like paid off for being a fan. Like it gave you like, hey, you've been watching this song. You'll remember when you did this. You'll remember this, and that.
So here's Johnny Large Meat on Saturday night's main event.
Fuck,
that was
so
wonderful.
That was the best dude. He's just like fucking. He can't stop press curling.
See if I can get him to show up.
Oh hell yeah, dude! There he is. There he is. If you're listening to this on just the audio podcast form, you're really missing out. Go to youtube.com. Check out the Genuine Wrestleboys stream.
Yeah,
YouTube, it, dude.
Genuine Wrestleboys YouTube.
I love that I have a portal.
Disappear into the portal. You're getting there. You're getting there. No, it's gone. Wait, you're getting there. You're getting there.
You can't see very well.
I know. I'll be your eyes. Keep going. No, it's good.
No, I'm
How far into it did you guys realize it wasn't going to be a wrestling match?
The entire time.
When he first came out, my fear was, oh no, this is going to take place in the ring. This is going to be bad. And then when he's like, welcome to WrestleMania, and then a fucking like cut to the different things of like Mean Gene and then like Vince. That's where I was like, oh, okay, no, we're in for a cinematic experience.
It was about halfway through where I was like, oh, this is what it is. I assumed this was just going to be a long video package and then they were going to fight.
It was going to like end up in the ring somehow or something.
Yeah. And yeah, but they did it so well. I could not say anything else. It
made me giddy to also know, and legitimately giddy. It made me fucking so stoked to see, like, because Vince McMahon obviously had to fucking sign off on it. Yeah. And like it played on everything that everyone says about Vince McMahon. It plays off of everything that people have negatively criticized Cena about, and it plays into Bray Wyatt's like shaky sort of like rise.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
I mean, I was legitimately exactly. I was curious. Like, I know that Vince hasn't been voicing his own puppet in Firefly Funhouse, but that one line sounded so much like Vince that I wondered if
that was Vince.
Yeah, like whether it's an old clip of him saying it or like him recording it for new, he still had to sign off on it.
Yeah,
and like the fact that like that's whenever you hear people talk candidly and do their Vince impressions that like know him well, that's a line that almost all of them always say, and that made it was so good.
Yeah,
I laughed so fucking hard when like Bray's talking about like John's biggest failures, and he's like, this is your biggest failure, man. And then John goes to hit him, and then he goes, you can look but you can't touch.
That was so good.
It was both good, and also it is his biggest WrestleMania failure and personal failure is fucking proposing in the ring at WrestleMania and having that engagement pulled off.
Yeah. Seeing that was the moment where I was like, I don't know where they're gonna go from here, because like it's obviously all fair,
And Cena being in for that just makes me like, man, I think he's so fucking cool.
I re-listened to Stone Cold posted the 2014, 2015 interview from the podcast again on the feed today, and I re-listened to it today, and it's
with John Cena,
and
cool.
It's fascinating. Like,
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I have it loaded and ready.
Thank you very much for the downloads and the listens. It was a good time working with Wyndham in this match.
So
put over new talent.
After this, we get the match for the big title, the big one.
This was a we should
mention first. So the match ends. The Funhouse match ends with the Fiend finally showing up in a ring type format setting.
After Firefly Bray made John go through all everything, all of his sins, basically.
And John's wearing the prototype uniform. He's wearing the Dr. Thugonomics thing. He has problematic lyrics, as he did back then.
And it falls flat without a crowd there. Also, the one time he got offense in was against Huskus the Pig, who Husky Harris was in the Nexus, who John Cena buried.
Interesting. I didn't put that together.
Wow.
And then it ends. The Fiend gets him in the fucking mandible claw. Firefly Bray is there doing the 1, 2, 3 count. And then he's standing up cheering like, yay, Fiend won. And then Cena glitches out of existence, which I hope they just take it so far. I hope that they just don't. I hope John Cena gets fucking, excommunicated.
They just remove him from the network.
I would love that. Also, a couple things. One, as far as I know, John Cena hasn't submitted in a match since becoming like this version of John Cena. I believe when he was like Dr. Thugonomics was the last time he tapped out in a match. So of course he had to get pinned, even though it was a submission finisher.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Seek it out. If you're one of the people who listens to this podcast and you're a WWE hater, or you don't watch wrestling, you just listen for fun, seek this match out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Seek this film out.
I'm sure it'll be available online.
I saw another thing too, saying like, so Goldberg's the one person who's beaten the Fiend, right? Every other person who the Fiend has faced and beaten has had to revert back to something from their past. Goldberg's the one person who's he turned heel in WCW, but he was still the same character. His character has never changed.
I saw that too. I thought that was
invulnerable.
Yeah, I thought that was so fascinating because they were talking about how that post was talking about how when Finn faced off against the Fiend, he reverted back to the Prince. It was basically like exposing the phony, fake, smiley guy. Same with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan reverted back to this
his true character is like before being successful and like becoming jaded. He reverted back to clean cut, technical, like just like killer.
And the Miz became Hollywood Miz.
Seth became shithead.
Yeah. And then Goldberg's just always been Goldberg. Yeah, Katie showed me that post, and I was like, that's fucking brilliant. I hope that is what they're doing. Yeah.
I'm sure that is what Bray is thinking.
That's awesome.
I would say creatively, I don't think that's what WWE is thinking.
No, but Bray knows.
Might be sneaking it in.
Bray, I'm sure Bray didn't want to lose to fucking Goldberg. Obviously, he didn't get up for that jackhammer. At all. Yeah. Like, he was not helping Goldberg in that match. He did not want to do it.
Old man William.
He knows what he's doing, Yeah. Like, look, like, even the fact that now Cena's Instagram has been seemingly taken over.
How do you even do that? Well, there's posts from, like, far back that it looks like have been altered.
So, like, the ones that go super far back, those ones were already there. There have been a couple that, like, so you can hide posts, you can archive posts. So what, because there have been a couple, like the last couple of weeks that haven't been there until after the match. So you post it, you archive it, and you unarchive it, and then it'll be back up on your
exposing the business. I see
your profile. So
I got you. That makes sense. I was like, how do you even fucking do this?
Yeah, but it's done so well. Like,
God, like if John Cena just gets redacted, from like the network, from the intro stuff, that would be, it'd be awesome.
If instead of him is the Fiend on every single on the intro,
I would love that.
Or smiling Funhouse Bray, actually even better.
Yeah, that'd be great. Or Mercy the Buzzard. You have the different iterations.
And now there needs to be a Cena puppet in the Funhouse.
Oh, I hope so.
Gosh. And what even would fucking, when we next see Cena, what's it all going to be like?
Next Mania at minimum.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to see him for a long time after this.
All of a sudden, it's just Firefly Funhouse Bray in Fast 9.
Oh my God.
No.
He's just in the whole, yes.
That would be so good.
No, thank you.
I'm going to drive this car, man. I'm going to drive it real fast, man.
Yowie wowie, I'm doing this for my brother. I haven't seen any of the movies. But
Yowie wowie. I love family, man.
Let me in.
I once had a family.
He's like trying to merge. Let me in.
I once had a family. And that family was taken from me. Now one of them has a spider and one's a champion.
I would love that.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about finisher match. The finisher match. The match of all finishers.
Mm-hmm.
It was all finishers, as we've come to expect.
This match, I think, suffered the most of not having a crowd because I think this like Paul Heyman-ass finisher explosion match works so much better with a crowd that's hyped for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Drew winning rocks.
Drew winning is great. That's the one thing, too, with the fans is I feel like Drew was genuinely very touched at the end of that.
And the way he like reached out for the camera as if that was the fans, I think made a huge step towards making up for the fact.
And when he was like, "You're all in here, you're all in here," and he's like patting his chest, it's like I believe in that. That was a genuinely one of the best moments of his entire life, and it would have been made so much better if there were thousands upon thousands of screaming fans. But I agree with you. That match suffered from not having an audience, but I still thought Brock sold more than I thought he was going to.
Oh, Brock always sells great.
He doesn't always sell great.
When he cares, he does.
And he was pissed off that he had to be there, right? I was reading about that, how like he got up in Vince's face about making everyone show up during the COVID crisis. Mostly he was pissed that he was in danger. But I heard that he didn't want to even be there.
He was pissed because he couldn't be home with me.
Oh no.
My wife. That's exactly it.
His wife Sable. Hey boys.
Oh, Sable, I'm glad you could make the stream.
Keep 6 feet distant and watch me dance.
Gladly.
No, nobody wants to do that.
You want to see something cool?
Hey, you want to see something cool? I always say it. If someone that's my Achilles heel though. If somebody's like, "Hey, you want to see something cool?" I can't not say yes.
Hey Matt, you want to see something cool?
I would love to. Whip it out again, Derek.
Again.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Go to my OnlyFans account.
No. Dear God, no.
Any other Mania thoughts?
The Big Show fought Drew McIntyre afterwards.
God, I was really hoping my Big Show prediction was going to come true. Right when I predicted that he was going to be the one to replace Elias, which I threw out there, just going like, God, if this feels like the most WWE ass thing ever, like Big Show. And I honestly, I think in any other Mania, if they were running this angle where like Elias got like taken out of the match, it would have been Big Show coming back to like, promote the Big Show.
Yeah,
and because he's a name, like people know him. Casuals know the Big Show.
Tall Paul.
Fans of Netflix know him as the Big Show.
I added that to my list today. I'm gonna definitely be dipping into that. I'm
gonna tell you this. I'm 3 episodes deep at this point.
Oh, I'm sure it's bad.
It's bad, but I blame myself. Sometimes I get excited. I get optimistic that things are gonna be really cool.
Yeah, you do.
But I'll tell you this.
Pretty good.
I'll tell you this. It's got elements that are really fun. The Big Show. It's got elements that really fucking suck. And I feel like let's all watch it. I really want to talk about it, but I feel like I'll just be yelling into the void right now.
We're going to need some content to talk about. So
yeah, so we'll just make that a priority. There's 10 episodes, so sorry, but
the tall Paul show.
But if you're a fan of Steve Urkel, Jaleel White,
Sonic the Hedgehog,
you're fucking golden. You're fucking set for life with the Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
He owns the gym.
The Big Show.
Is Mick Foley one of the neighbors?
Not yet.
I've yet to see. I'm 3 episodes deep, and there's been no Mick Foley, unfortunately. Yeah, but no, I really enjoyed Mania given the circumstances. I still think they probably shouldn't have done anything. I think it still was a bit of a reckless decision.
100%. Yes.
But I had a good time. I thought it was really fun. The wrestlers, everyone worked their fucking ass off to put on a good show for us.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Huge props to them. It was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Did we get any questions?
Yeah.
I got a question. Yeah.
Oh, let's go with your question first.
Well, here, let me pull it up. But this is from my friend Shelby.
Okay. Shout out.
thank you for sending that in. Where basically, I'm going to paraphrase because I can't find it real quick. But no, I found it. Thoughts on Money in the Bank? Surprised it's still a thing? Always kind of thought it was whack. That's what Shelby said.
Money in the Bank's so sick.
Well, so, and then where I was coming from with that too is like, I think it doesn't necessitate an entire pay-per-view.
Oh, I love Money in the Banks.
But I think the Money in the Bank match is a fucking blast. I think the concept is really cool because it's like, yeah, you never know when they're going to cash in. But what are y'all thoughts on Money in the Bank?
Love it.
Yeah, I enjoy it. The Going in Raw dudes hate it. But I think it's one of the best of their, or is it one of the big ones?
It's kind of now the fifth. It's kind of like the fifth big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy it like because there's purpose to it. Like the Money in the Bank winner gets something, and yeah, the match itself is cool, but also the build up to it. I don't know.
The suspense that it brings, it's a real nice fucking splash of Febreze into the WWE where it's like, oh, this is kind of stale.
It's a get a jail free card is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope and predictions. I hope Shayna wins this year, but we'll see.
Hopefully.
Apparently, it's still going on. Apparently, it's still going on.
Yeah, it's still being advertised, so we'll see what the fuck that means. So.
Yeah. We got some questions from our friend Emma. You know them. You know her well. Dr. Blurg. Do you think with the positive reaction to the cinematic matches, the WWE will do more in the future? I fucking hope so.
I do too.
Yep.
I think it's a real good way to invest some time into a superstar such as maybe like an Undertaker or somebody who no one's necessarily super gung-ho to see wrestle a match in the ring. It takes some time. The effort is super appreciated, and it's just like it's fun because it didn't feel like it was taking itself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And so many times in WWE, it kind of feels like they don't know that they're the punchline of their own joke sometimes. And so to kind of just put something together that's just a really fun display, I think they should absolutely do for some, the big special shows and for, Bray Wyatt and Undertaker pretty much exclusively.
Yeah. Yeah. Any thoughts, you say?
No, we covered it.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm hungry.
So am I. Let's save this one for next week because it's long.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just save the other two for next week because they're
right.
answers.
Keep some in the chamber.
Yeah. I'll screenshot it and I'll put a reminder in my phone. I'm also very hungry. Yeah, let's wrap this up like a nice little present that you can give to your friends in Animal Crossing. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Happy Rusev Day.
Any final thoughts?
Just that I love getting to see all the Wrestle Pals. I love to see you guys each week. I like that we get to do this.
Yeah.
I like that we can do this over Skype. I love that there's people out there listening to this. I love you guys. I hope you're all staying safe.
Yeah. Stay safe. Stay inside. Like we are.
Don't go outside.
We're proving it this time.
I had to go to the store today to pick up a prescription, and it sucks, dude. You just don't want to go out there if you don't have to.
Yeah.
You walk around making your extra. It's just cautious, and you're putting everyone on edge by being out there. Just don't go outside if you don't have to.
Yeah.
And then also everybody check out Apollo Crews versus Aleister
Yes.
Black.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's like a takeover, like a short little takeover match.
It was a 28-minute match on Raw.
Damn.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, short little match.
Then Cedric and Ricochet, great team. I love that they do that.
Great team.
Team Rickadrick.
Yeah, Ricochet. It said Ricochet, but
Age of Superhero Man.
they're real.
All right. Again, thank you all for listening. And Wrestleboys 316 says, sit back, relax, and have a nice little Adam's ale. Goodbye.